But let's see what y'all got to say about these people over there on Ready to Love. And I don't want to talk about everybody. I just really want to talk about Justice and how he feels like he's not going to pay for any dates. He's not going to pay for anything to show you that he likes you. And all I heard from me was that he's not going to put in any effort to show you that he likes you. And I just want to know, do you think that there is a successful way for this man to date a woman or see a woman and not spend any money and make her feel as though she likes him, even though it seemed like he ain't even trying to let her know that he like her either?
Because he said he won't call either.
Yes. So one, I'm like, what do y'all think? Like, can you see him being successful in his method?
No, I think he don't want to be successful, and I think he probably hates women a little bit and he just don't know it, and he need to go to therapy. I'm not saying he into men's, but I think he hates women because it's so weird for you to be that resistant to even attempt to build a connection. Like, what happened to you? What's wrong?
That's what I would like to know. Like, where is this coming from?
It's giving
like,
mommy issues. It's giving mommy issues.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. What she
But
do,
I thought he
Justice?
said he was raised by both of his, like by his mom and his grandma. So what kind of issues, I wonder, did she put
That don't mean
on
they
him?
wasn't mean. They probably
That's
was
very
mean.
true. They could have been extremely toxic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then I also feel like dudes be feeling like they got to impress other dudes by letting them know I ain't finna let no other woman play me by spending money on her. And I hate that so much.
Because you're lame.
As fuck. And some dudes are in competition with, like, you'll get in, I don't know, I feel like I've experienced before, where you get in front of a group of dudes and you get that one asshole who is competing to see who can say the dumbest shit while still impressing women. Like, you might be able to bag some, like, really dumb, low self-esteem girl who convinces herself that she's okay with those things. But they do that flexing for other guys, just like y'all was saying. So that's why I'm like, you hate women. Why are you doing that? Why are you thinking that that's you puffing your chest? You look weak.
I agree.
I'm just gonna say that I don't know who you're fashioning yourself after as a king, but I don't know any kings that's taking out women and not paying for things. Usually kings feel like, oh, I'm gonna buy everything for, you know, I'm gonna buy the bar. Like, kings are gonna come in, they're gonna pay for shit, they're gonna throw money around. It's not even gonna matter. That's what kings do. Like, even if we're referring to kings as like the highest in our society, right? So let's think about who's the highest in Black culture, Black society. You would think of men, like, unfortunately, all we have are the entertainers, right? You ain't gonna think about nobody else. You're gonna think about Jay-Z, you're gonna think about Diddy, you're gonna think about like all of the rich men, the rich Black men in our community. Are there any rich Black men that are going out with women saying shit like, I'm not gonna pay for dinner? No, nobody's saying that. Nobody with money is ever going to let a woman think that they're worrying about money, because that's lame, that's whack, that's embarrassing, that's pathetic. So you're telling me that as a grown-ass man, you can't afford to get to know me. So that means you can't afford to take care of me. That means you can't afford a child with me. That means you can't afford my time because you don't have any money. That means you shouldn't be dating. That's how I feel. Because I feel like, I mean, clothes cost money, homes cost money, cars cost money. All of it costs maintenance, homes cost maintenance, insurance, all of these things. Why do you think having a woman that's fucking you, cleaning up after you, and cooking for you, which is what you expect, even if she's working, why do you think that should come without any compensation or transaction at all? Why do you think that? You're stupid, and then you should get off the show.
Definitely. And I think he's gonna be the one that's gonna go home.
Oh, in my mind, I just assumed they already sent him home.
Period. So he gotta go to a function. Yeah. Bye, baby.
Yeah, he gotta go.
Also, I want to get your thoughts on Miss Shakira.
Okay, so we're gonna argue. We're gonna argue.
Can I just No, let me go. I just want to say that she's not ready. I do. No, I want to say she's not ready.
She's not. We're right.
She needs to be healed.
No, she does. And we're here on that. But the conversation, because I watched the review. So
go ahead.
the conversation that they had at that table,
Mhm.
I feel like she got up in that moment because Kadeen and Jamala were like, "Oh, Mike, you're such a good guy." And she was so wrong for that. You're going to have to pay attention to the women you're around because they'll try to make it seem like your character is something that it's not, and you're not that type of guy. So Shakira was like, "This sounds like bullshit. Let me get up and walk away." That's what her vibe gave. Before she got up to walk away, Kadeen was like, "Yeah, this probably is something that's a little touchy to her." And Mike was like, "Don't go, don't go." I think Kadeen felt a way about, even though she was praising Mike for his basicness, because honestly, he only apologized to Sharice because he felt he should, but ultimately he wasn't apologizing for what he actually said to her. He remember he said, "I'm sorry if I made you feel away." When a man tells me that, that means you don't want to like really be sorry for what you did, which was to tell me that something was wrong with me because I don't have kids at 45 when I'm 43. So you were trying to shame me for not having kids because I don't want to be with a man that has those things because I don't have them. Meaning, and y'all, I'm 34. All of my friends have kids. And I just was like, I need some friends without no fucking kids, bro. Like, that's sad. But I feel like that because my friends are always on their kids' timetable, which I understand, which is why I want a friend that ain't got no fucking kids or some grown ones or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a slight to my friends. Like, I love them either way. We gonna kick it when we can kick it. But I wish I didn't have somebody that had to drop their kids off somewhere before we could go somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't have that problem. If I had that issue, then I would feel differently. But I don't. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I understood where Sharice was coming from. But to me, when Shakira got up and walked away, it was more so because they were praising Mike for him just sitting down and having a conversation with her when the apology wasn't sincere in the first fucking place. And y'all know I don't fuck with men who Beijing they beard and they hair. I just can't.
That was interesting because I took it differently. I took it like I didn't think that Kadeen was kind of like trying to, oh, woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? I thought she was just letting him know, like, as a black man, you need to be mindful of how you say things. So because I took it that way, I was confused. Like, why is Shakira getting up and leaving if that's the conversation that they're having? I didn't think it really affected her, but when you put it in the sense that you put it in, I'm like, girl, that how you perceived it makes a lot of sense as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I thought I was hearing, like, as that conversation was taking place. Because when she got up to leave, I was like, right? Like, can we get out? When she got up, I was like, thank God. Like, walk away.
Wait, is this the situation where she feels like a secret of hers was told? Or is
yes.
But that part, I feel like they edited the fuck out of the conversation. Because she got up and she was standing there for a minute, and Kadeen was like, well, because she went through this, it's too similar to the situation. So later on when they talk, what we find out is it wasn't just that time. Kadeen must have had that conversation with people at another time as well. Honestly, I feel like at this point, like, Shakira, get over it. Like, I don't know why you thought you was gonna be able to come on this fucking show and nobody was gonna talk about your issues. Like, get over it. That wasn't the thing for me. It was the praising Mike for me. Like, that was the thing that annoyed me. But Shakira, I don't think she's healed. I don't think that she should be on the show. And I do think that she is way too sensitive at this point for these niggas. Like, it's called ready to fuck, girl. Like, they lying to you. I
kind of felt a little way about them, about her speaking on her trauma. And I felt two ways. One, I felt the way about them speaking on her trauma, but not telling us what happened. But then at the same time, feeling like that's her story. She really ain't got to tell us. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, can y'all at least tell us something? Because it's like every episode we're hearing about it. And it kind of makes her seem like she's a victim. And it's like, you don't even know my story and what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a lot of women have gone through what you've been through, but I don't want to be dismissive at the same time. You being a single mom, okay, I've been there too. Like, where are we going with this a little bit? So I'm like, most single moms have had a struggle. So that's why I was like, okay, I don't know if she's ready for this show.
I think she was being beat. Because she said at some point, I was in a relationship with somebody that like told me I was nothing every day. So
Physical,
it
mental,
sounds,
emotion.
yeah,
Listen.
it sounds like, and then when she talks about, okay, so when she talks about her son and having to get away with her son, it
Yeah.
reminded me of when, if I don't know if y'all watch Real Housewives of Dubai, but Caroline Brooks was crying about how she had to get away from her ex-husband, but what I had to go through with my son. It's like whenever they're in an abusive situation, having to get out with a child seems like more of a task than just running off. So they feel like the fact that I took my child and left means that I fought all the harder to have this child and to be the mother to this child. So understand my strife. So when she was talking about it, it made me feel like she was probably severely abused in that relationship.
Severely.
And
I
it's like,
feel
what
for
she said,
her.
3 years since it happened. Yeah.
I feel for her. But, or I should say, and she kind of reminds me of Christina or Tina from the last season, who comes on the show. Well, red flag number one for me was that she had a flower on her head every fucking scene. That was red flag number one. You too grown to be wearing that flower in your head every time I see you, like it was built in on the extensions. But okay. Number two.
It's giving synthetic hair too. I hated that as well, that the wigs were giving synthetic.
It
Too
was
young for
built
that.
in. But I also feel like Shakira has been through some things, but I do think that she might be one of those people who are really insecure, but they love attention and they get it through playing victim. Because the way that she was like feeling some type of way towards Sharice in the beginning, to me, was like unwarranted. And I wonder if she uses that as like her get ahead. She wants to be saved so bad, and she wants something to make her stand out. And maybe she don't think that it's her wigs or her looks. So she wants to keep pushing the story to fish for the type of man that would save her, like a damn Tyler Perry movie.
Now, I would correct just one word that you put in there. You said she's a woman that loves. It's the love word for me. Attention. I feel like she's a woman that needs attention, and she
Oh yeah.
uses her trauma as a way to capture, to roll that in. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's what I think. But I'm with you with
I can see it
everything else.
both.
It was just like
Need
I
and
would swap
love.
out those two. It's the
Mm-hmm.
need for me, because she just kept bringing it up to different people. You don't call, you don't do this, you don't what do we do it. I don't know. Shakira was getting on my nerves. I think she might be one of the ladies that's gonna be leaving
Going
next.
home.
Yeah.
Then when she was saying he doesn't just say good morning to me, he also says good morning to my son. To me, I thought that
Samson?
was a big gesture.
Samson?
Yes.
I was just about to talk about him. Like,
Come on. That's a bit weird. Like, why every time I'm like I always say, I don't have no kids, right? But whenever I'm texting somebody and I'm imagining like we trying to get to know each other, and every morning you text me, good morning, how are you? How's your kid? Like every morning is giving like you
shoplifting
don't
the
even know
pootie.
them. Yeah, you
What you
don't even know
say?
them.
Shoplifting the pootie. It is a 90s reference from Jerry Maguire. If you don't know, it's a great movie with Tom Cruise and one of the boys, one of the Gooding boys. Okay. I just finished watching Baby Boy, so excuse me for not knowing the difference between Cuba and Omar at the moment. But yes, no, Cuba. Okay. Cuba Gooding Jr. talked about shoplifting the pootie in Jerry Maguire. And what it means is you basically fall in love with the kid, and so you use the kid to get to the mother.
Okay.
So, but the thing for me though, it's not just that. Everybody thought Samson was such a good guy, but Samson is starting to give master manipulator, because how many times are you going to talk about you needing a woman to be struggle like your mother, or understanding struggle like your mother? And now with
Ugh.
this girl having a son and being in a situation where she's looking to be saved, it's almost like you find it attractive that she needs to be
Yeah,
saved.
it
That
does.
is dangerous to me. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like he's just better at hiding his snake than everybody else, which says a lot. Think about the way he was able to have such a good time with everybody he went on a date with. And I remember thinking that says more about him than it does about the people he went on dates with. And not that he's such a good guy, but that he is more of a chameleon. So no matter who he's on a date with, he'll figure out how to have a good time with them, even if he doesn't really like them. So Sharice, for instance, all of a sudden you're having the best time with Sharice, even though you wasn't feeling her when you first met her. In April. His conversations with April, it seemed like he liked April. And then he said in a confessional that she only talked about herself. I was like, you're confusing me.
Yikes. And what got me, let me tell you, the biggest confusion for me was when the man talked about struggling and how they had to pick up cans and stuff on the side of the road and his mama having to work 2 jobs. I'm trying to figure out when your daddy passed away. When did your daddy pass away?
His daddy left before he passed away. And the way he likes to tell the story is that they were like trying to get back together when the dad died.
Cause I'm like, ain't no way your mama finna be married to this man and she's sitting up here working 2 jobs.
Oh.
And
he wasn't even black.
Problem for me.
He wasn't even black.
He sat up there and said that I like a woman that knows the struggle, and most of the time it's a black woman. Why you gotta equate up? Why we gotta always be a part of the struggle?
Treat me like I'm fragile. Shit.
I'm a white woman.
Treat me like I'm fragile.
I am a white woman.
I ain't got no strength.
Treat me like I'm fragile. That shit is funny as hell.
They think I want to be white because I color my hair blonde. So treat me like a white woman since you think my hair color makes me want to be white.
Fragile is what my shirt gonna say. Fragile. Treat me like
handle with care. Handle with care.
Period. I mean, I guess I am being treated like I'm fragile. I think my man actually cares. Let me scoot along, honey. This is cute.